The big game at Unley to sort out the top side in the league for 1983. Mark Micken against Spiel. Spiel got his hand to it. Ball on the ground. Linder's in there very quickly and picks up a free kick for a high one. Bruce Linder, very important cog in the West Adelaide machine, breaks past Filkey. A long high ball towards Luders. Luders is way out of position. Morris off hands. The handball comes out at Miss Luders. Grosser tries to get a kick away. Uneventful. Luders back to Morris. The Sturt defence did it well. They've bottled the ball up. Zubranic wearing the skull cap. He got it out to Chris Radbone playing in defence. The kick up the centre wing. Peter Motley's way out in front of Burgess playing at centre half back. The kick away under pressure. Out comes Craig Williams. Overran the ball. Fortunately, Rick Davies wasn't there to pick it up, and it went over the line, and the umpire will throw it in. A quick open start to the game here.
Going to be quick, Peter. Davies playing game number 300. That includes his VFL games. Perfect afternoon crowd of about 14,000 people. Canalaftis under pressure, close to holding the ball. Barbary in for Sturt. Once again, the ball out of play. Couldn't get better conditions, just a slight breeze coming in from the south. Certainly won't affect play. Davies in opposition to Williams. They're going to be doing that all afternoon. Davies tried to get a handball out. Wasn't accepted. Darrington, half forward line, under pressure, puts Craig under pressure, back to Painter. Not a good handball, had to go and get it. Cantalaftis. Summerton. Out towards Morris at centre wing. Couldn't grab it at the third grab. Radbone in pursuit, with the ball out of play. Fast and furious it's likely to be. Spiel and Micken at the throw-in. Line ball, that one. Micken got second touch. Conlon quickly onto his boot towards Smith, half forward line. Bad bounce for Smith. Getting back on it for Sturt there was Peter Reid. Finally it is Heinrich who comes away towards centre. A good mark there. Painter. Short. Try, not try. That is Craig. Well clear. Centre half forward. Goes for home for a long one, but he's going to be offline. The first score of the game is a point.
Well, Borchardt gave him a lot of room. Craig was a mile out in his own then. Testimony to his ability to read a ball, Neil Craig. Craig Williams kicks a long ball, looking for Micken. Micken on the run, got the hands to it. Bennett. Good play for West Adelaide this year, Bennett. Summerton got the kick away. Hamilton and Whittlesea knocked away for another ball in. Sturt have got the more difficult run home, so the scribes say, this year. So they're pretty keen to win this one, but so is West Adelaide. Neil Curley would well remember the last time these two sides met. It's been said often enough, of course, that Rick Davies kicked 15, but he's going to have a harder job today with Craig Williams looking after him. Craig again, Borchardt. Bennett is there. Craig gets it out. The handball came out from Heinrich. Radbone's the runner. He'll kick it long. Oh, it's a floater. Davies getting under it. Couldn't get anywhere near it. Coming in is Barbary. Gets the kick away. Just offline, though. Sturt gets its second point.
Beautiful run by Radbone, playing on a half-back flank this afternoon. Perhaps better known as a wingman. He's got Russell Hutton's spot at the moment. Hutton, of course, one of the interchange players with Peter Simmons. But Radbone certainly a dasher. Barbary didn't have a chance, really. He was under enormous pressure, had to hook it back, and he was going flat out towards the line. Not an easy way to kick the ball. That's if you ever get it back. Finally, Davies comes good. As Peter told you, wants 7 for the 100. Could get them this afternoon. Williams did that a couple of times last week, and it cost his team a goal. But this time, Larry Watson's in to help him. Cantalaftis makes the break. Gets a hand to it. Hamilton, the shepherder, has to go and get it. Painter back there. Hamilton on the left, now back on the right. Short to Conlon, set him up. Heinrich up over the top. Motley there as well. Motley puts a high one in, one out. Davies and Williams. We've started the afternoon. Davies has got it. He's going to play on. Goal number 94. 3 grabs. Brilliantly done, Rick Davies. Sturt 1-2. West Adelaide yet to score.
Well, the mistake was made by Richard Hamilton. Should never have come back across to centre half forward area. Picking it up was Motley. Got through the tackle very easily. Craig Williams did well to get front spot, but Rick Davies read it better. took a couple of grabs, finally got control, ran around the player in the square and scored his 94th goal.
Mark Micken. A big job this afternoon. Spill gets higher than most ruckmen in South Australia. Shocking bounce. Conlon gets the thump away to Micken. That's unusual. Over to the ruckman. Lindner. Great tackle put on that player. Smith. Morris jammed onto his boot quickly. Downs comes to meet it. Lost it. Luter's right there with him. Downs thought about the handball. Tried to give it away. But finally got it back to himself. Zubernick wearing the skull cap. Looks for Craig. Craig can't pull it down. He'll get the free kick on this occasion. Half-back flank.
Looking to play it on. He can't see anyone. Now he's got Zubernick. Sturt are setting up loose players. Zubernick takes off, kicks it to half forward. Painter and Watson. Painter! Roy read it well. Sturt looks sharper than West Adelaide at the moment. Davies is off. Into the left forward pocket. Craig Williams again got too far under the ball. Davies is now jumped upon, sat upon, smothered. And the umpire will do the right thing and give it a bounce. Craig Williams' judgment is just a bit out at the moment. Perhaps he's pretty conscious of the Davies presence. I don't blame him. Barbary and Cantalaftis, a ball in.
Peter, he kicked 15 against them last time. I know that Williams wasn't on him, but he certainly got that in the back of his mind.
Yeah, I think he would have. And Davies has got it again. He got the handball out. It was too quick for Barbary. Close to the line again. Cantalaftis sweeps out a handball. Winter. Peter Winter knocks it on. Painter got the short kick away. Barbary's marked it, but they're going to play it on. And he handballs it out of bounds. Sturt 1-2. West Adelaide yet to score.
Played 7 minutes. A fast and furious opening. Williams and Davies. Davies doing a lot of work and doing it well. Gets yet another tap away. Quickly hooked it back, but he's given away a free kick. A perfect running shot would have been for Heinrich. I don't think Davies... Yes, he did give it away. It was going back to Conlon. I thought Davies, if he gave away a free kick, it would have to be to Craig Williams, who was the front man. Davies possibly used his hand on the shoulder to get up a little higher. Williams screws a high torpedo punt back towards Micken. Morris in there as well. And the umpire will come in and separate players. And the two umpires this afternoon, Bob Schofield and Neville Thorpe.
Shot of the crowd here today. It's a pretty good crowd. 12, 13, perhaps 14,000 out again. Mark Dreer didn't take up his position in the West Adelaide side today. Burgess has gone to centre half back. I noticed that Fry is standing Lindner and Reid is standing Smith. Bennett onto the right boot. Fry underneath the ball. Lindner in front. Couldn't take the mark. Play on calls the umpire. Smith got it out to Morris. Oh, wobbly old kick back to centre half forward. Luter's on a long lead. Winter, Roger Winter dispossessed. The players stack up and there'll be a bounce at centre half forward for West Adelaide.
Sturt moving the ball just a fraction better than West Adelaide in attack at the moment. That's the reason they've got 8 points on the board. Spill quickly in for the bounce down, centre half back. Smith with him. Spill gets a tap away, but it was directed back towards Winter. Winter's handball. Hamilton breaks clear, heads towards goals now, but he's offline. West Adelaide's first score, and one that Richard Hamilton would normally expect to get. A point West Adelaide, 1-2 Sturt.
Yeah, I agree with you, Ian. Sturt looks smoother. They're kicking to position better. Downs kicks off. That's going a little bit further than he thought. Borchardt couldn't mark it. Painter plays the ball in front of him. A lot of courage there by Filkey. He got the handball out. Zubernick. Painter again. Painter's a headache for West Adelaide at the moment. Davies on a lead. Too far under it. Derrington just gets to the ball, falls over and rolls out of bounds.
Peter, that's the second time that Davies has actually led Williams underneath the ball, and Williams mistimed both times.
Yeah, I think he'd be having nightmares at the moment, Ian, because Big Rick's a dangerous man. Craig, off hands, a point. Sturt looking very dangerous. 1-3, West Adelaide a point.
What a battle it's going to be between Craig Williams and Davies. At the moment, Davies has got some splendid taps when he's gone for the throw-ins. Had 4 kicks, four taps he's got, I beg your pardon. Larry Watson. Bad bounce for Smith. Peter Reid, half forward line. Sturt go in. Davies on the lead now. He's going to get there first. Gee, shows some pace. Williams couldn't go with him, or he might have been with him, but certainly Davies didn't lose any ground in the dash for the ball. and a perfect pass from Peter Reid, who came up from the half-back line, actually booted the ball when he's half-forward right flank. Davies is 35 metres out. 45-degree angle. Third kick coming up. That's going to be well offline. And you think the big crowd here at Unley Oval is just itching for Davies to get that magic 100 goals this afternoon.
Well, they call it the nervous 90s. It was a nervous-looking kick from Rick Davies, but still, he's not known for his, I guess, for his accuracy. He does miss a lot of set shots, but he gets the ball that often, it doesn't really matter. It's a good kick forward from Peter Reid, too. Bennett gets underneath the ball, couldn't quite hold it in. Warchart. They're struggling to go forward, West Adelaide. Another pack forms, and there'll be another ball in. As Peter Reid was a player that John Halbert wanted back into the side. Did a pretty delicate operation there a couple of months back at the Ashford Hospital, but he seems to have recovered. Motley got the handball out. Painter, wobbly old kick forward. Watson fell over. Craig a chance. Barbary another chance. Put this one down for a goal. Through it goes. 2-4 Sturt. West Adelaide a point.
Well, they say that luck is a fortune, but that's the game as it's played at the moment. The bounce there was against the West Adelaide defence and just favoured Sturt nicely. And the handball went out quickly to Barbary, and he's a fine player on the run. Didn't make a mistake from 35 metres out. Sturt have got 2-4. West Adelaide have got 1 point. And West Adelaide continue to struggle in defence. They seem to be playing behind and not confidently at the moment.
The big frame of Frank Spiel, former South Adelaide, now champion Sturt ruckman. Made his state debut this year. Micken. Plenty of players around the ball. The umpire will have another try. Yes, Reid is definitely looking after Smith, and they've got the pacey Fry on Bruce Lindner. Micken got his hand to that one. Lindner came through. Hollis off hands. Back to centre half forward. Craig used the body. Quite legal according to the umpire. Whittlesea is outnumbered. Burgess gets the kick away, plus the push, and the umpire is going to give him a free kick. Peter Motley not too happy about it. We've still got the...
What about the stand we're sitting in, Peter? Do you think they're happy?
It's a great stand, actually. I like being in this one. There's a bit of atmosphere here, I can tell you. Peter Motley's still got that left wrist heavily bandaged. Burgess. Lindner and Fry. Well, Lindner played in front, did it well, got the free kick and the mark. Luders is leading. Lindner goes long. Luders and Downs. No mark Luders. Downs is claiming the mark, but the umpire is playing it on. Borchart's got it. He handballs it back. Bennett for West Adelaide is way offline. Just managed a point. 2 points West Adelaide. Sturt 2-4.
West Adelaide under pressure and attack as well. The Sturt defence really hustling. Downs' kick in is a beauty. Right back centre field. Spiel underneath the ball with Micken. First in, however, Lindner whips out a handball. Not a good one. Bennett has got it. Puts in a long one. This is going to be home, I think. No, just faded offline at the last moment. Goal! Oh, gee, that ball went away very quickly towards the end of its flight, but it's just scraped through, and West Adelaide are off. 1-2, Sturt 2-4.
Bruce Lindner doing a lot of hard work for West Adelaide. On this small ground, he's coming down towards the centre. Got an important movement away there. The handball to Bennett wasn't that good, but Bennett managed to get it and kicked a floater, but it was a good result.
Micken and Spiel. Outline ball at the centre bounces at the moment. Spiel gets this one away to Derrington. Under pressure. Butters up again. To Painter. A kick to the half-forward line. Once again, the bounce goes against Filkey. Thumped away from him. Well done to Craig. Craig puts it up, looking for Davies. Betting back on it is Burgess, however. And he takes Winter, it is. Takes the defensive mark. Oh, played on. Williams under pressure. Got to use his body to get out of this one. Winter recovers well. Fires it back towards Filkey. Can't quite get there. Craig to Hollis. On the lead was Barbary, but he's going home towards Davies. Williams in front, Davies behind. Quickly in Heinrich, can't get it clear. Player stack up and the umpire will come in and bounce. Rick Davies just explaining how it all happened. Unusual for Rick. A bounce down.
Williams again got front position. He does that fairly easily, actually, but sometimes he goes too far forward. Davies beautifully down to Heinrich. Oh, that's the 5th tap that Davies got there in the forward lines. He does a lot of hard work. He gave it to Heinrich. Sturt a 3-4 now. West Adelaide 1-2.
Peter, you'll never ever see a better pull-back or a palm than that one. Davies, whose lack of centimetres is incredible. He still enables himself to get to the ball. And on that occasion, he hooked it back beautifully. Heinrich, even though he's under pressure, put it through from 3 metres out.
Back to the centre. West Adelaide will have to pick it up a bit. Micken got his hands to that one. Conlon feints the handball, then goes for a duck. Back to centre half forward. A big leap there by Borchardt. He tried to get it back to Smith. Radbone read it much better. Howard for Sturt, kicks it away. Filkey underneath the ball. Couldn't mark it. Kneels down for a moment, then goes out. Filkey's giving away inches to Hollis, but he's a player in form, Filkey. Micken. Winter, that's Roger Winter. Lindner, up high. Oh, Smith didn't quite read it as well as he could have. Morris. Luter's a chance against Downs. Luter's in front, he's got it. Read it beautifully, Luter's, and took it on the chest. Yeah, and this is the acid test for Luter's, though. These are the kicks that worry him, aren't they?
He's a confidence player, Peter. He needs to get this one, and West Adelaide need him to get it.
A picture of concentration, Roger Luter's. Doing everything right. He got the result he wanted. Neil Curley would be happy about that. 2-2 West Adelaide, Sturt 3-4.
We're more used to seeing Luter's fly for the specky, use his overhead challenge, but on that occasion he used his body well. He could feel Downs right there with him and just waited before he dashed to that ball. Got Downs just slightly off foot, took it nicely on his chest. A good kick for goal, and West trailed by 8 points.
Simon's now in the ruck for Sturt. Micken continues to go into the fray. Conlon has got another good ball away from the centre. It was a floater, but it found Morris. Well, Smith wants it, but Morris is going to go long to give Luter's a chance. One out against Downs. Scouts around the back of the pack and completely miss the ball and let Howard take the mark.
Good mark to Brendan Howard. Go to the outer side. He's got Craig out there going for that player. Winter right there with him. A lot of pushing and shoving. Winter's got the mark. It was a good one. Too far out to score. Borchardt on a lead. So too's Luter's. Putting it in towards the pocket. Big flight there. A fine mark once more to Howard. Second in a minute. Oops. Brendan Howard having a few well-chosen words to say to Lindner. He fires the ball across goal. Zubrick is going to have to go hard if he can get it. He's right. But he got pushed in the back. He's allowed to play on. Oh, Sturt have got to go here. Hollis can run it. Fry will have 2 or 3 bounces. Not a West player within 30 metres. Down past the grandstand. A high one in towards Davies. Sets himself at the back. Up. Davies! What a fine mark. 3-on-1 it was. In the end, Lindner had to do the chasing. Sturt had all the time in the world to look for players. Davies once again behind Williams. But a fine mark. He had a leap at it. Strong hands. 30 metres out. Right in front. Taking his time. Well, I think he's hooked that. Well offline. Maybe Peter Marker is right. 1 goal, 2 to Rick Davies. The nervous 90s.
Sturt a little bit lucky with the free kick back there to Zubrick. And they're allowed to play on, but Fry did it perfectly. Even when Fry was 100 metres away from Rick Davies, he was telling him where he wanted it, and Fry put it right on the spot. Craig Williams was complaining to the umpire that he had a piece of the ball, but it fell on deaf ears. Bennett and Hollis. Hollis is too tall there. It's not really the spot to kick it because Hollis is a very tall player for a wingman. He changes his mind too. Smothered off the mark. Borchardt. The handball misses Cantalaftis. Craig smothered it well. Borchardt makes amends. Gets the quick kick away. Morris and Radbone. Morris puts it over the top, looking for Grosser. Through the centre of the ground he comes. Summerton. He's got Filkey wider. Smith. Filkey should get it. He does now. Has to get the quick kick away, but he did it beautifully. Oh, what a great running goal, Filkey. His first. West Adelaide 3-2 now to Sturt 3-5.
Well, that started with a mistake on the half-back line by Ian Borchard, but gee, didn't he follow it up well and get them out of trouble? Got the ball onto the boot. A magnificent tap-on by Jeffrey Morris. Enabled Grosser to come to it, and so the chain of handballs went down the ground. Filkey from 30 metres, and West trail now by 3 points.
Sturt haven't hammered home their advantage. Rick Davies has missed 2 easy goals. They should be further in front. Micken got the hand to that one. Well done by Heinrich. Simons dropped it. Lindner got it to Micken. Craig's doing hard work, surrounded by 5 players. And the umpire's going to have another bounce.
3-5 Sturt, 3-2 West Adelaide. Almost back in the centre circle. Huge crowd. I get the impression that the large majority, Sturt supporters. Micken, a big thump towards Smith. Further to Morris, a running player, Conlon. Well done, Reid, or whatever. It could have been Radbone. The handball was on, but fine defensive work by Radbone it was. Stopped the handball going out, because it would have been a perfect one, running through the half-forward line with simply no defence there at all. Right on the attacking edge of the square for West Adelaide. Micken and Simmons. Micken again to Smith. Can't get the kick away. Quickly in Hamilton. Second attempt towards Conlon. Beautifully done. Radbone again. Fry this time relieved with a long one. Centre half forward. Motley and Burgess. Larry Watson out wider still. Summerton. 2 West Adelaide players clear on the outer side. Randall Bennett thought about the handball. Goes in long. Or it's not a good kick. Although Luders is going to get a leap at it. Can't bring it down. Down stumps away. Hollis and Smith. Well done. Heinrich under pressure. Out wider Craig. From the half-back line, Sturt go forward.
Burgess under it. Motley in front. Oh, good mark. Was he off or wasn't he? He's off now. Barbry's got it. Back it goes. Sturt in again. Threw that player in forward, but the kick is not a good one. Didn't give Rick Davies a chance at all. The umpire will throw it in the right forward pocket. Sturt are only leading by 3 points. They've certainly had a lot more of the play than West Adelaide. Let's have a look at Davies again. He got the tap down, found Barbary. Barbary hooks it around, but the angle was far too great for him. Yes, it's out on the full, and Cantalaftis will clear for West Adelaide.
I don't think Davies has missed the touch in that forward pocket from the throw-ins. Borchard. Bennett. Summerton. To the half-forward line, Conlon. Beautifully put. Larry Watson is running. Conlon hasn't got time to wait for him. Out on the leaders. Luders, well distributed. Waiting for it down there, however, was Ford. Gets the tap away. Not a good handball at all. Reid. Hollis. Craig at centre wing. Oh, slipped at the wrong time. Gives Fry a chance now. Runs into trouble. Solid bump. Rode it well. Back to Ford. Rubbers one. Zubernick. Centre half forward. Davies on the lead. Beautifully done. 25 metres out. No way in this wide world would any fullback cut off that sort of pass. And Rick Davies, not his pet distance at the moment, about 30 metres, head on to goal. Craig Williams having a real struggle. Wasn't his fault, that one. Big crowd almost hushed. Davies let his foot go on that occasion. His second. 4-5 the Blues. 3-2 the Blacks.
West Adelaide paid the penalty there when Borchard, I think, should have applied the tackle to Fry. The ball came back. Through it went to Zubernick. His pass to Rick Davies, as Ian Day said, was spot on. And Big Rick looked pretty worried about the series of events there, but I imagine he'd be a much relieved man now to get that one through after 2 misses. Sturt a 4-5, West Adelaide 3-2.
Sturt giving Spiel a big rest in this first quarter. Simmons still on the ground in opposition to Micken, who hasn't had a spell. Indeed, I don't know who's going to give him a spell. Simmons gets up high. Hamilton can't get a handball away. Winter under pressure. Beautifully picked up, however, by Simmons again. Lost it to Summerton. Back towards centre. Smith.
Smith, just the attack side of centre. He thought about the left boot then, but Oh, not a good kick away, although it's going to give Jeffrey Morris a chance. He's running. Keeps the ball in. The handball's back to Borchardt. Borchardt doesn't normally miss, but he's going to miss that one. Oh, and that's one that West Adelaide could have done with. It was well done by Morris to Borchardt, and Ian, he doesn't normally miss those.
Well, I would have said that he's not the most accurate kick I've ever seen, Peter, but the thing is he had plenty of time. He could have run in another 5 or 6 metres, but he only took one step and shot for goal, and maybe he was just not steadied. However, he missed, and that's the important thing. Craig. Grubbers one towards centre wing. Watson gets an awkward bounce, supported by Burgess. Burgess, the magnificent goal kicker that won the game against Port Adelaide, fires it towards the half-forward line. Morris can't keep it in play. 4-5 Sturt, 3-3 West Adelaide into time on. The Blues have looked a better combination in the first quarter. Plenty of time yet. Reed went for the fly. Derrington couldn't. Butters up again to Ford. High back towards centre wing. In front was Simmons, joined by Craig, close to the line. Interchange gate throw-in.
As we just passed full time. Not much breeze here at Unley, but West Adelaide did win the toss. Roger Winter, a long ball to centre half forward. Rosser there, tries the chest mark finally, but missed the ball. Reed. Painter stopped. Winter through to Smith. Short. Here's a chance, West Adelaide. Jeffrey Morris, normally a good goal shooter, lines them up. Through it goes. Fine goal, Morris, his first. West Adelaide 4-3 to the Blues 4-5.
Well played by West Adelaide centre field then, but Smith brilliantly done. He got the ball from the scrimmage and he quickly saw that Morris was well clear. It was a spot-on pass. Morris elected to play on. He had plenty of time before Ford came down on him. And what's the face suggest to you? Neil Curley looking very worried indeed, maybe more tense than worried.
Micken and Simmons. The difference is 2 points. The Blues lead. Micken got high, only to find Hollis. Craig at centre half forward has got it. He'll probably shoot it on pretty quickly to give Davies a chance. The pack's getting back there now in front. Williams, 2 grabbed it. Plays it in front of him. Heinrich back through the pack, holding the ball. When you duck your head and hold onto the ball in, you sometimes pay the price.
Yes, Peter, I don't think that even Phil would complain about that one, but he had to try to barge his way through. He was in a very difficult situation. Grantley Filkey. Micken. Thumped away by Simmons. Well done. Hollis brilliantly done to Craig. Just not quite far enough. Hollis butters up again. Cantalaftis. Simmons. Watson. Hamilton. Back towards Derrington. Also there Motley. Burgess. Zubernick. Quickly out now. Heinrich gets around the defence. Dummies beautifully. Straightens up. Heads for goal. I think it's going to be offline. Did everything right. Got clear, but just couldn't handle the accuracy.
Bit of finesse there from Heinrich. He played it well. Pretty close to quarter time here at Unley. It's been a good first quarter. A lot of fast, open football. Craig Williams gets plenty of distance with that ball. Painter is under it. So is Roger Winter. Conlon read it well. Back to Winter, then to Hamilton. Oh, not a good kick away. Morris and Howard. Howard got the hand of the ball and punched it towards the boundary line where the umpire will throw it in. West Adelaide will be very keen for another goal before the break. So would Sturt. Well, Smith did it well for West Adelaide, then gets caught with the ball. Painter got the handball out. Borchardt's kicked forward. Luder's underneath it. Can't mark it. Or Downs kept the ball in. Very close to the goal. Pushed through for a point. 4-4 West Adelaide. Sturt 4-6.
Played almost 30 minutes. The crowd can't complain about the standard of the opening quarter. Downs is a long kick-off towards Simmons. Almost pulled it down. Bennett. The tackle appeared to be high, but he was on the ground. Zubernick can't find the football, and the umpire will come in and bounce. Half forward, right flank. 2 points the difference. The Blues in front. Have a look at that crowd. Simmons, who's done a good job against Micken. Heinrich. Off the half-back line. Zubernick. We'll see. I don't know what he's doing up there at the moment, but he's over the half-forward line. Out wide is still Painter. Darrington in the pocket. That's beautifully dispatched. Sturt with method. Go forward. Darrington very close to the line. Barbary wants it in straight, but he's going in with a long one. Davies. Motley's going to be a leaper. One grab. He can't complete it. Thumped through by a desperate West Adelaide defence. Gee, had Motley got his hands on it the second time, it would have been a paid mark, but West Adelaide quite rightly went for the fist away and a point result.
4-7 plays 4-4. Sturt leading by 3 points. Williams again down the centre. Gee, it's not really a good way to aim the ball, because West Adelaide are giving away inches in those positions. 5 kicks Painter. Davies on the lead. It's going towards that player. Williams behind. Punches away. Good effort. Davies mows the pack down. The ball comes out. Peter Winter, Candelaptis, Williams again. Conlon was short, but he goes longer. Bennett stopped. The siren's not a very good one here at Unley. The quarter is over, though. A fine first quarter of football with Sturt leading. 4-7 to West Adelaide 4-4.
Sturt by 3 points as we start the second quarter here at Unley. 4-7 plays 4-4. No breeze. Spiel back on the turf after having a big rest in that first quarter, but it was Micken who got it away. Fry, Hamilton under pressure. Filkey to Lindner, thought about the handball. Now it's on. Too far for Borchard. Reed coming across. Borchard's going to have to go in hard. Knocks it out. Coming through solidly. Ford defends well to the outer side. Craig gives him the lead, but the ball goes just out of his reach and out of play at centre wing. A fine first quarter. An enthralling struggle between Rick Davies, Craig Williams. Davies kicking 2 goals 2. Ball hooked back in towards centre field. Watson can't. Whittlesey in there. Darrington got the handball out. Craig couldn't get it clear. Butters up again. Slipped it out this time. That's good football. Painter a chance now. Whittlesey if he can pick it up. Quickly smothered. West Adelaide defence in hard. Bennett going in with Heinrich. And the umpire will come in and bounce on the half-forward right flank of Sturt.
Filkey's tackle on Whittlesey there was a great one. Stopped the movement of play. Sturt looked better in the first quarter. They moved the ball and kicked to position a lot better than West Adelaide did. Kicking off the ground, Summerton. Thought I heard the whistle go then, but it's play on anyway. Big leap at full forward. Read off hands beautifully by Candelaptis. The kick away is danger, though. Painter is under it and takes the easy mark. Plays it on. Davies. Did he use the body or didn't he? Yes, according to umpire Bob Schofield, he certainly did. I wonder why they didn't play it on, though.
How'd you like to be a lip reader, Peter?
I don't know.
We might get rubbed out.
Might be offended. Yes, well, it came back, but West Adelaide had the run of it. Williams. Motley up. Couldn't take the mark. Filkey. Well, throw, according to umpire Schofield. He was on the spot, so it was probably the correct decision. Motley hasn't been in the game a lot. This is his 3rd kick. A high ball. Micken has dropped back. Davies ran out of the pack, put his hands up and got the free kick. Well, I guess we'll be able to have a look at that again in replay. Davies pretty happy about it, though. Williams not happy at all. If there was a push, there was no need for it because Micken had dropped back. He'd made front spot, and I think it was going to be very difficult for Davies to mark it anyway. Davies has another one. That's his 3rd. Sturt 5-7, West Adelaide 4-4.
Davies always a danger up there. You feel panic stations in the West Adelaide defence when the ball comes in towards him, but at this stage you don't feel the same, or having the same feeling the other end when West Adelaide are attacking. Luders, whilst he's kicked a goal, he just doesn't seem to provide the same focal point at this time that Sturt have in Davies. But then again, he's got a lot of talented footballers around him who can make up for that. Sturt going well. 3 minutes into the second quarter, 5-7 to 4-4.
Spiel and Micken will do battle. Micken's got a big job today because it's obvious that Sturt are going to use Simmons a fair bit to help Spiel out. Spiel got first hand of the ball. Borchard caught. Handball's the wrong way. Filkey for Sturt, got the handball out. Painter's on the end of it. It's a great kick forward. It's coming back. The umpire has indicated. Hit the post. Oh, what a lightning fast movement from Sturt, and that was a long kick from Painter. Sturt a 5-8, West Adelaide 4-4.
Putting a lot of pressure on West Adelaide, making them make mistakes. Williams. Kick in. Didn't get the screw really going. Hamilton couldn't at the back of the pack. Whittlesea. He gets the set or took his eyes off the ball. Quickly in Micken towards Smith. 1-2 grabs, doesn't complete it. Well done, Reid. Gives a chance, Spiel out wide and out. Darrington clear, can run a mile, doesn't want to. Puts it out towards Davies in the pocket. Williams gets in between Davies and the ball. Swooping on it, Filkey, caught on the left leg, hooks back, and I think he's got it. No, just offline a point. See, the way the crowd went up in front of me, I thought it was going to be a goal, but it was well offline finally. 1 point only.
Sturt are attacking far too easily, and West Adelaide again making mistakes. Ball handling errors are very costly against Sturt. The handball from Spiel to Darrington there was spot on. Williams' kick on that occasion wobbles away. Bennett can't mark it. Borchardt puts a long one out to Hamilton. He furthers it to Smith. Back to Conlon. Conlon's going for a bounce, a little bit dangerous. Just gets past Reid. The kick is to full forward. Howard just made it and turned it into a point. Well, that was a good run from Conlon, but he certainly ran a risk. 4-5 West Adelaide, Sturt 5-9.
Surprising speed by Peter Reid. Peter, I would have thought that Conlon one of the quickest players in the league, but Reid certainly didn't give him a centimetre. Hamilton to Conlon again. He sets it up. This time he's going in longer. Luders is going to get a leap. Well done, Dow. He's covering Luders pretty well, but what a fine save just a moment ago by Brendan Howard. Looked to be a certain goal. Downs returns the ball to the outer side. Spiel in front. Oh, a lot of leaping there by Lindner very early. Filkey. Craig looking to pass off. Tries to wobble out a long one there to Darrington. Whittlesea. Gets it out towards the half-forward line, and Painter. Zubernick is good football on the leaders. Davies beat that if you can. Oh, what a pass. It's the second one that Zubernick has put lace out. And once again, no way in the world anybody would cut it off. Davies has got it 35 metres out in front. Has got 3. Davies appears to have fined down a lot since I saw him play last time. It's his 6th kick. Oh, I think he's got it through. It's his 4th. 3 to go. 6-9 plays 4-5.
Sturt's movement forward very good. Zubernick again pounced on the ball and the pass to Davies, spot on. And you must feel a little bit sorry for Craig Williams in that type of situation. Couldn't possibly cut it off. I thought Candlefter's had a chance there, but obviously the ball travelling too quick and he couldn't quite get across to it. And Davies gobbled it up. So I'd agree with Ian Day. West Adelaide, when they go forward, seem to struggle a bit.
Spiel and Micken. Spiel winning most of the tap-outs at centre bounce. Just gets up higher. Once again, we see it to Darrington. Lost a cherry on this occasion. Filkey under pressure. West Adelaide can't get Keir to get away a decent kick. Looked like Lind had marked that one. Umpire Thorpe wasn't impressed, and the umpire will come in and bounce. 6-9 to 4-5. Bounce down just in the attacking division of West Adelaide. Spiel and Micken. Certainly not taking a run. Spiel used his body well to get rid of Micken. Filkey. By Winter. Lindner got it out to Smith. That was well played. Clear as Borchardt. 1. Can't complete it. Downs comes to meet it. Quickly off the boot of Reid. Wobbles one to the outer side. I don't know what Lindner tried to do there, but it wasn't successful, whatever it was. Painter. Lindner smothered that beautifully. Off the half-back line goes Reid again, but this time it's high, wide and handsome. And a penalty free kick will go to Grantley Filkey, centre wing out of side.
Filkey having an interesting duel there with Hollis. A low trajectory kick-off, not well placed. Straight to Radbone. Radbone's got too much height for Morris. Forward. Sturt have got running players. Howard. Played it pretty tight today, Howard. Big lead. Good mark, Frank Spiel. Plays it on. Eddie Fry. He wants Davies. One out again with Williams. Williams in front. Couldn't take the mark. Davies brings it down. Derrington to Whittlesea. Smothered. Canalaftis. Grosser comes in. Haven't seen a great deal of Grosser. Roger Winter, good mark. Plays it on. Borchardt wants it back towards the centre. Ford is better placed to mark the ball. Borchardt read it well though. Oh, the handball to Filkey wasn't good. Filkey gets pushed and gets a free kick. Pretty easy to see where we are. The Sturt crowd not wrapped about that one. Morris on the lead. Wide to that player in front. Radbone played it well. Conlon a chance. Lines up the goals. He's got it. Good work, Conlon. That's his first. West Adelaide stay in touch. 5-5 to Sturt 6-9.
What a beautifully balanced player is Conlon. Morris used his body well to stop the oncoming Sturt defence. But the ball went over their heads, out into the space, and Conlon swooped on it. One grab, and what a smooth mover as he head towards goal. Not through the middle, but close enough. 6-9 plays 5-5.
West Adelaide won't let Sturt get away too far, it would appear. Spiel. Whittlesea missed it. Grosser kicked it forward. Lindner couldn't take the mark. Howard got it out well to Barbary. Fries the runner. Goes long looking for Derrington or Motley. Derrington's got it. Now he hasn't. Cantalaftis. Larry Watson. Short to Borchardt. West Adelaide get a bit of run as well. Roger Winter. Lindner's on his own at 10.5 forward. Winter goes long. Luders in front. Couldn't take the mark. He's got the ball now, though. He gets it out to Smith. Smith wheels onto the left boot, hooks it around. I think he's got it. Oh, West Adelaide keep kicking him, but they're doing it hard. 6-5 West Adelaide, Sturt 6-9.
Well done then. Winter could have short passed, as it turned out, as he headed across the half-forward line. Player standing well clear, but he put it in long. But Downs thumped away from Luders, but Luders cool under pressure, gave it to Smith, who went one way, then decided to go back onto the left hook, and he did it well. 6-9 to 6-5. Spiel
doing a great job today. I think he's getting his hands to the ball more than Micken is. Neither player could do it then. Hamilton pushed it forward. Here's Grosser. West Adelaide getting a couple of balls away. They've got no one under this one though. Ford comes out and takes a fine mark.
Gary Ford at centre half back. The former Broken Hill boy. Kick number 5. A nice looking kick towards Spiel. Thumped away from Spiel. Grosser under pressure. Randall Bennett got a bad bounce. Linder took him off the ball in the end, and the umpire has ruled a high tackle against Barbary, and the free kick will go to Winter in the big centre square. Too far out to score. Luders about to lead. Wants it up high. That's where it's going. Luders thumped away by Downs. Grosser forward towards the half-back line. Hollis beautifully tackled. What a great tackle. Grantley Filkey, that's the second one this quarter. And Filkey's got the free kick from inside the square again. This time Lindner's calling for it, but he's going short. Has that been marked? Neither the umpire knows which one it is to give the decision, but I think you'll find they'll pay the mark. Twixt and between the two umpires, and I think umpire Schofield was running back the other way. But Winter's got it. Borchardt makes the break. So does Lindner. Winter's going in high. Luders again from behind. Pushed away. Morris. I think he's grabbed one through. Well, that's awfully close. It's a goal. Incredible goal by Jeffrey Morris. Gee, it must have been close to that goal post, but his second, and West Adelaide hit the front.
Well, what a most unlikely situation to get a goal out of. The kick came in very high, and it appeared that Sturt had it all covered. Morris in all sorts of trouble as he ran away from goal. I almost thought that it was touched off the boot, but miraculously he scored it for his second.
West Adelaide by 2 points. The blood's coming back strongly. 13 minutes into this second quarter. Hamilton against Craig, but finally it was Winter. Got it out to Summerton. To the lead of Morris's good football. Morris at centre wing to put the Bloods into attack. Smith wants it at centre half forward, but Linder's going to get a leap over Fry, but Fry too strong in front. He's at centre half back. Been rebounding pretty well. Linda hadn't done a lot of damage. Kick number 6 to Fry. Heinrich almost. Micken cleverly done. Winter. Randall Bennett. High again. Not a good kick. Luders in front. Great grab. Good mark. It wasn't an easy one to take at all. Down seemed to be right in position to take the mark. Luders cut across him. Didn't get up in the air, but the strong hands won the day in front. He's marked it only 8 metres out in front. Second kick to Luders. The first one produced a goal. So to the second. West Adelaide kicking clear, 8-5 to 6-9.
Well, West Adelaide's last 10 minutes has been extremely good. On that occasion, Micken set it up. Winter gave it over to Bennett. Bennett's kick, as Inde said, wasn't a good one, but Luders, who likes to run in at a ball and crash a pack, was caught in front, and it was a fine grab. West Adelaide certainly haven't had as much of the ball as Sturt have, but they're in front. They're playing very well. Good percentage football. 8-5 to Sturt 6-9.
Micken. West Adelaide starting to win the ball out of the centre now. Micken to Bennett. Conceded ground back to Winter. Once again, West Adelaide take it away towards the half-forward line. Fry in a fine position and takes the mark. Gee, had to stand his ground. Morris was coming down heavily on him. Never took his eyes off the ball. Eddie Fry from half-back flank. Good one towards the half-forward line. Gee, it was almost a big mark by Winter. Motley gets it out. Darrington, Filkey on the left leg. That's going to be well offline and could even be out of play on the full, or has it going to be a point? Yes, it's a point. Williams marked the ball very casually just inside the line. A point to Sturt.
West Adelaide defenders there didn't cover their rear. And the result, Sturt had a chance. Williams hasn't kicked off well. On this occasion, he looks for Micken. Well taken off hands by Spiel. He gets the kick away. Filkey drops to the knees. Pass it on to Heinrich. Heinrich's a great goal shooter, and through it goes for his second. Well, Micken looked as though he'd marked it, but he didn't. Sturt capitalised. They're now 7-10 to West Adelaide 8-5.
Yes, Spiel was run down from behind, and he just got the kick away, but it was fortuitous in the end because he just got it as far as the Sturt player. The handball was spot on, and as Peter said, Heinrich seldom misses on the run, and Peter Simmons comes on to replace Frank Spiel. I would think you'll find Spiel will do a lot of work in the last quarter.
The Bloods are a point up. Micken gets the hand to it again. Heinrich got it clear. Painter. Running for him is Hollis. Hollis puts a long handball out to Craig. It puts him in trouble. He's caught. Gets another handball out. That misses Barbary. Sturt players going down like 10 pins. Cantalaftis puts one back to Summerton. Summerton will take Borchardt. Micken's free further down the field. The West Adelaide captain has to go back. Bennett or Conlon. They're in trouble now. It's a good tackle. Conlon can't get rid of it. Heinrich's caught. Tackling strong and hard here. Borchardt out to Conlon. Back to Lindner. Not playing that well today yet, Lindner. Down he goes. Pushing the back. Pretty lucky.
West Adelaide fiddling around. It wasn't good football off their half-back line. But once again, Sturt's pressure. Lindner, a long kick with a drop punt. Smith up in front. Well thumped away by Reid, who's playing well. Throw in. Well, Muret's on the ground. Didn't see him interchange, but having his first run for the afternoon. Simmons playing his 150th game. Been a fine player for West Adelaide. Oh, Simmons kicked the wrong way. Here's a chance for the Bloods. Winter, well tackled by Ford. Downs comes to the rescue. Howard is the running player. Made a mistake with the first grab. It was very low to his feet, but got away with it. Peter Simmons made 30 metres from the opposition.
It's a big occasion, I guess, for an inexperienced player here. That sort of thing can happen.
Ford and Muret over on the outer side. Thumped away, however, by Reid towards Hollis. A throw in half-forward left flank. Sturt 7-10. Trail West Adelaide 8-5. Only 1 point the difference.
Muret is number 2. Simmons is 22. Got a lot more height than Muret. Muret plays the ball in front of him. Players all over the ball. Oh, there's a push in the back there. Lamb is warming up. Appears to be Grosser who got the push. He tries to give Luders a chance. Oh, up he goes! Big leap, couldn't mark it. He's an extraordinary footballer, Luders. He defies gravity when he goes up. Got a bit of an ankle out of that one too. Bit proppy. It's at centre half forward. Smith. Simmons. Sturt player went down. He was being held. A free kick to Heinrich.
Heinrich at centre half back, or thought about playing on. Conlon came in from the wrong side and a 15-metre penalty was applied. Heinrich now from the attack side of centre half back. Heaves the ball back towards the half forward line. Motley can't get it. Hamilton and Whittlesey. Hamilton's kick is not a good one under pressure. Hollis. Back to Whittlesey. Goes towards the half forward line. Motley can't quite get there. Canalafta's under pressure. Umpire said a line ball and a bounce. This stand wants holding the ball.
Pretty
umpire, umpire Thorpe not interested. Bounce down, half forward to Sturt. Trailing by a point. Good thump out towards Borchard. Derrington's out there. Borchard gets Canalafta's backing up. Linder, almost. Hollis there with him. Linder still battling on his lonesome. 4 Sturt players. Finally gets Watson in to help. Linder did that beautifully. Gets it out towards Muret. Muret wants a handball. Didn't know where one was. Finally gets it further out. Winter goes in long. Luder's getting back. Brendan Howard can't quite get there off the fingers. Morris. The goal. Beautifully read. And West Adelaide kicked 7 points clear.
Well, they're forcing the ball forward well, and again it was Peter Muret there who gave out the right handball eventually to Winter. Winter went in long and hard, and Morris, did he read the ball beautifully off hands for his third? And he certainly is a fine player, Jeffrey Morris. An All-Australian of several years ago, and a very important player in this West Adelaide forward line.
20 minutes into the second quarter. Centre bounce. Simmons. Actually, Linder coming in for West Adelaide, but the bounce favoured Simmons. Derrington's going to get a free kick for hanging on. Most unusual to see Linder flying for the ball or at the centre bounce.
Micken must be off, I think.
Yes, I'm just looking for him, Peter. Whittlesey makes the break down through the half-forward line. Now, can Davies get this one? Goes in high. Davies and Williams. Davies edge out. Williams in front. Winter back. Davies comes in with the ball, but he's in trouble. Holding the ball. Can't believe it. Rick likes to have his say. And Mark Micken having a well-earned spell.
Playing off is Rosser for West Adelaide. Oh, a fine mark low to the ground. Peter Muret. Oh, he played it on. A bad mistake. Radbone capitalises. The kick goes forward. Just marked on the last line by Canalaftas. See, Peter Muret, well, it was a point, in fact, as Canalaftas carried it over, but Muret's play on there was not the wise thing to do in that situation, Ian.
I didn't see it, Peter. I just sort of put my head away from the game, and I didn't know whether the umpire hadn't paid the mark, but perhaps, as you say, Muret played on. Fair enough. Obviously, he shouldn't have now, in hindsight. He's in the action again now. Maybe he'll go back and take his kick on this occasion. Peter Muret, half-back flank. Nice looking drop punt towards Linder. Simmons up very early. Fry couldn't find it. He's still in there pitching for it. Gets it out towards Simmons. He can't get a handball away. Randall Bennett. Borchard to the half-forward line. Smith and Reid. Reid's free kick. Smith over the shoulder. And he's got Craig wide. That's where the ball will go. Filkey realises the danger. Gets back there with him. Hollis chasing. Puts it out in front of Motley. Burgess done a good job up to date, but he can't stop Motley on this occasion. Davies wants it in quickly. One-on-one situation back there at the moment. They close the gap. In high. Winter charges to meet it and takes a fine falling mark close to the line.
A good effort, Roger Winter there, but it wasn't a good kick from Peter Motley. He still hasn't got that touchback that he had a couple of months ago. Can still mark a ball, though. Hamilton knocked it away. Burgess, his handball was smothered. Darrington a chance. Over to Craig. Craig dummies, then goes short. He's got Painter, but further he's got Barbary. Burgess is hurt too. He appears to be winded. Hopefully that's all it is. one injury that, well, it's not an injury actually, it's a condition I guess that goes after a few deep breaths, but it's pretty painful when it's there. Barbary kicks long for a rover. So does Conlon actually. Gives it plenty of yards. Offline though, a point. 7-12 Sturt. West Adelaide a 9-5, and I think that Sturt have missed a few opportunities or missed a few goals they should have kicked in.
I agree, Peter. They've had a few shots in front. Davies had a couple in the first quarter that he would have liked, so would have Sturt. Winter been paid the mark. Barbry's got 1 goal, 2. He missed an easy one on the first quarter. 2 as the ball goes towards Smith. Thumped away from Smith. Quickly onto the boot of Winter. That is Roger Winter, high to centre half forward. Aerial ping pong at the moment. Fry can't find it. Muret in there, can't get his kick away. The crowd won't holding the ball, but gee, it's hard to get a kick in there. Radbone leaves it behind. Muret gets out a handball. That's a better one. Filkey puts it in high towards full forward. Getting back on it, Smith could have been a change there. Conlon the crumbs, hooks around the corner, hooks too far, right across the face of goal. Morris getting back on the ball with Downs, but the ball goes out of play. Just wondering whether Smith has been moved, Peter. He was in the square when that one came up.
Yeah, they move them around a lot. I'm just trying to find...
Oh, no, it was Lamb, I think, that might have flown for the ball. The blonde-headed lad's on the ground. Maybe it was Lamb and not Smith.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yes, Lamb was the player. He, of course, came onto the ground, but the free kick from the throw-in is being paid to Winter. No, Smith it is, Mike Smith. And West Adelaide slowly but surely stamping their imprimatur on this game. Smith, he's kicked one. He's offline with that one. Yes, Luders and Micken are on the bench for West Adelaide at the moment, and I think it's a pretty wise decision that Neil Curley is giving Micken a rest, particularly in view of the fact that Halbert's done the same for Spear, Ian.
I agree, Peter. Just wondering whether there's anything wrong with Luders' ankle. Linda, fine mark. He's in the centre square. I've seen him kick them from here. Magnificent kicker of the ball. Gee, giving that one a send-off. He's very close to making the distance. Downs up. Strong chest mark right in the back pocket. He is so casual in his approach to the ball. He just saunters up there and gives it a ride. Downs returns the ball to the outer side. Whittlesey doing a bit of shoving back there. Recovers well. The running handball is to Radbone. He was run down. The kick away is not good under the circumstances. Going to meet it, however, back there was Burgess. Watson gets the ball out, but across the line for a throw-in. Sturt have had 19 scoring shots to 15 and trail by 6 points.
Gee, Ian, Filkey's tackling has been superb today. That's the 3rd one he's executed in that fashion on Simons. Darrington gets it out to Craig, but he misses the ball. Filkey again. Muret bouncing through centre half forward. The handball is spot on. Smith should kick a goal here. Oh, he's offline again. Well, Sturt did it early. Now West Adelaide are doing it. Smith has just missed 2 that he would normally kick in.
Yes, Peter, that wasn't a hard shot. Beautifully set up by Peter Muret as he ran through the half-forward line. And Muret's added a bit of method to that West Adelaide forward line. He never seems to be in a hurry. Always can get the ball to one of his players. Good mark. Simmons, Craig. Hooks around the corner. Watson in front of Painter. Painter can't keep his footing. Watson comes out. The umpire said throw. A free kick will go to Barbary. Watson pushed at the wrong time. Barbary puts it right out in front of Davies. Going to have to go for this one. Waited for the bounce. Filkey gets round on the left leg. Wanted support. Couldn't find any. Shrugs one tackle. Beautifully done. Heads for goal. Puts it in the air, but I think he's gone across the face of goal for a point. Gee, has he got any pace?
Certainly has. A lot of Sturt players are pretty quick. Peter Reid, as you mentioned before, is decidedly quick. So, of course, is Radbone for a half-back. He's a very quick player. And Hollis for a wingman. Got a bit of toe. Micken's back onto the ground. Bennett. Conlon. Well, the handball missed him. Summerton. Undecided. Oh, the kick away is not a good one. Fry will do it easily. Muret's now at centre half forward. quite sure what Linda has done since Micken came back onto the ground. Darrington takes a few grabs and finally ends up with the mark. Perhaps Linda went off when Micken came back on. Darrington, Davies on the lead. He's got a chance. He's got it. Well, Williams was a bit late on that ball. He had a chance to spoil it, but Davies had got too far out in front.
Linda's at full forward, Peter.
Lamb's off. Thank you, Ian. Big Rick wants to kick his fifth. We're pretty close to full time here in the second quarter. Well, that's not a good kick. It's a floater. A little bit of distance, though, as it floats in towards goal. Offhand's a point. Sturt a 7-14 now to West Adelaide 9-7. The difference, 5 points.
Close to half-time. Williams kicking is towards Micken. Simmons right there with him. Burgess, in actual fact, kicked in. Micken took the mark. Looks for Smith on the lead. Peter Reid almost comes out of the ball well. The handball away wasn't good under pressure. And a free kick will go to Peter Winter. Make that Roger Winter at centre wing. Goes towards Muret. Brendan Howard's going to get a leap. Too far for him. Grosser couldn't half volley it. Taps it back over towards Reid. Darrington in defence. Ducked his head. Muret gets the kick away. Conlon a chance. West Adelaide now. Conlon lost his footing. Taps it out. Grosser. Smith wants it. Grosser's going to play on. Legs. And the umpire said he was too. A desperate tackle by Peter Reid as Grosser headed for home. Just got the West Adelaide Rover around the ankle, and he's free kicked about 25 metres out and a 50-degree angle.
Important shot in, and Leon Grosser's a very good kick for goal.
Siren sounds. Ball coming back, just not enough. 1 point only to West Adelaide. The half-time break at Unley Oval, 9-8 the Bloods. Sturt 7-14.
The start of the third quarter here at Unley Oval. West Adelaide leading by 6 points. In ruck, Mark Micken and Frank Spiel. West Adelaide got the ball out of the centre 9 times to 4 in that first half. Fry behind Morris. Morris has got 3 today. He's played it pretty well. Kicks it into centre half forward. Linda's now at full forward. Breaks the tackle. He can kick it from there. Well, that one's not a good attempt. Reid in front of Smith. Offhands it comes to Downs. A long kick out of defence. Motley in front. No player paid. The handball comes out. Muret to Borchardt. Borchardt fell over. Darrington's pushed and he'll get a free kick.
Yes, as Peter told you, Linda at full forward. Luders is off the ground. You might recall during that second quarter, he flew high and came back proppy, and the report is he's been kicked in the knee. Whether he'll come back or not, I would think, would determine the state of the game. Bounce down on the half-forward right flank. Muret's playing centre half-forward, Smith on a flank, and Linda at full forward. Bounce down, half-forward right flank. Sturt in attack. Micken and Spiel, what a great battle that has been. Borchardt from Painter, Summerton. Aerial ping-pong, Conlon. Well-shepherded Filkey gives Randall Bennett a chance. Wobbles one in towards the forward line. Downs coming to meet it. Not a good kick by Bennett. And Downs easily read the ball and kicks wide to Zubernick. That first half, 2 perfect passes into Davies. Gave him 2 of his 4 goals. Wider still, but that's not a good kick by Zubernick. In fact, it's out of play on the full.
Yes, that's his worst kick for the day. Larry Watson, who hasn't really been in the game a great deal. Randall Bennett underneath the ball. Howard, a big leap. Behind is Peter Reid. Well, not a good kick. Cantalaptis drops what he should have taken. Watson has grabbed. He didn't have the ball. Free kick was right. Larry Watson has been playing well in recent weeks. Short to Muret, who's now at centre half forward.
I think they've changed Watson's flanks, have they, Peter?
Yes, I think you're right, Ian. I think you're right. There's been a lot of moves made today. There's Brendan Howard again, who has played that back pocket position very well. I think there's been only 1 goal from the forward pocket. That was got by Conlon. Forward. The crowd strangely quiet at the moment. Ford gets plenty of distance. Motley up high from behind. What a great leap. Gee, didn't have much of a run up then. Got a superb leap, kicks into the man on the mark. Cantalaptis, that's Watson. Burgess gets distance. Smith at centre half forward. It should go over the top. Hutton's on the ground for Sturt. Back it goes to Fry. Gee, they've got a chance here. On his own was Motley. Short. Good pass, and that finds Whittlesey. Third kick, Whittlesey. Hasn't been a big day. Plenty of distance. Williams and Davies. No mark. Davies tries to get boot to it, but can't. 7:15 Sturt. West Adelaide 9-8. And trying to pick who's in the middle here. And I think either Motley's just been changed to the middle or Craig has.
It's Peter. Craig's on Borchard at the moment. And Whittlesey, as you say, started centre. And he's certainly not there at the moment. Burgess will get around that player. Randall Bennett kicks long towards centre field. That's not well directed at all. Hollis has no trouble getting across. Elects to play on. Short to the half-forward line. Derrington. West Adelaide making mistakes again, passing the ball. Derrington to the lead of Davies. Davies has got a good start. That was beautifully done. Derrington's 8th kick has found Davies on the lead. He slipped Williams on that occasion, getting at least 5 metre start. And Derrington's pass was a pinpointing one. And Davies has got it 35 metres out, 45-degree angle. Heads towards the southern end. And the ball's going to have to come back. It's starting to come back. I think it is. Goal. Davies 5th. 98 to his credit for the season. Could get the magic 100 this afternoon. 9:15 to West Adelaide 9-8.
Sturt setting it up very well for Davies, and the passing to him today has been extremely good. And, Sturt have made a few changes. Motley's in the middle now. Whittlesey's at centre half forward, and it may well be that they'll pay off because Motley hasn't really got into the game so far yet today.
Sturt by a point. Micken against Spiel. Spiel's tapped at Derrington. It was a good one. Got the kick away. Out wider. Hollis. Got a kick away of Sturt. The handball over to Craig. Under pressure, however, from Hamilton. Craig comes out with the ball. Gets a kick away. Watson underneath the ball. FAD. Sturt will get it through Filkey. Clumsy tackle then by, I think it was Watson, wasn't? No, Hamilton it was. And Zubinic is coming out with the ball. Well, now, he usually looks for Davies, but he's well within kicking distance at the moment. He's only 45 metres out. Zubinic, a value for kicks player. No breeze. Perfect afternoon for football. Zubinic's kick is high. I think it's just going to be slightly offline for a point. 9-8-15, 8-16 Sturt, 9-8 West Adelaide.
Sturt have started this third quarter as they started the first. Look very sharp. West seemed to take a while to get going. Williams has kicked to himself again. This doesn't always pay off. He's not confident in the kick. He hasn't got anyone to kick it to. Filkey spoilt well by Hollis. Summerton got it down to Conlon. Smith's on a lead. Roger Winter can't get the handball out before it goes out. Spiel and Micken. As West Adelaide trail by 2 points. Hollis got it out to Derrington. Motley's on his own in the middle. Well, the kick's not a good one. Well, Motley got the hand to it. Borchard took it a little bit easy. Motley will bounce it through the centre. Davies wants it in long. The kick is going to find Davies. 2 grabs, he's got it. Oh, again, Williams not happy. He is adamant that he touched it first. The umpire has made his decision and it won't change. Davies is a certainty to kick his 99th goal. This will be his 9th kick. He's had 8 marks. Through it goes. 6 goals, Davies, number 99. Sturt are now 9-16 to West Adelaide 9-8.
Borchardt seemed certain to mark that ball centre field. Stood flat-footed. Motley got a beautiful touch, and what a great break through the field. Down towards the half-forward line, put it in. Always a difficult one for the umpire to judge whether or not the defending player has got a hand to it, but it's history now. Davies was paid the mark and kicked goal number 99.
Sturt getting it away from the centre now in this third quarter. Micken got the hand of the ball. Grosser got it out to Winter. That was taken off him. Darrington to Hollis. Back to centre half forward. Hamilton. Oh, the handball missed who it was intended for. Grosser through the centre. Weaves a merry dance through the middle. Lindner on the lead. He's got it. Oh, well played, Grosser. Knew exactly what he wanted to do. Only the sixth kick for Lindner, but he did a great deal of work in that second quarter in ruck when Micken went off. Should score. Beautiful kick for goal. Lindner's got his first. And West Adelaide now have 10-8 to Sturt 9-16.
West Adelaide needed that. It was a great effort by Grosser. He was surrounded by players. It was Hamilton who started it all off. Muret was under pressure, but Grosser wound his way through, and what a beautiful pass. It almost seemed as though that Lindner was going to be underneath the ball, but a solid grab, fine conversion, and West Adelaide pulled back to within 2 points, 10-8 to 9-16.
As has so often happened during the day, Sturt have threatened to pull away, but West Adelaide won't let them. Micken again. Finally Bennett. Micken. The handball finds Grosser. Grosser wants Lindner again. Lindner's got a chance. He's out in front of Downs. He's got it! Oh, good mark. What a difference, Ian, when a strong body's at full forward.
Certainly, Peter. Almost an action replay of the first effort.
Well, Bruce Lindner is a sensation. The distance won't be any problem. Starting to make that number 10 famous out at Richmond. Well, the kick sways off. They needed it. 10-8 West Adelaide, Sturt 9-16.
One wonder, Bruce Lindner, and what a fine player he has been for West Adelaide this season. Peter said he had to do some ruck work when Micken had a spell in that second quarter, and with the injury to Luders, he's gone to full forward. Kick in by Downs is a good one, although not well directed, covered some length. Summerton, he's up on the half-forward line at the moment. Chips out the pass for Conlon, making it hard work for him. At the back of the pack was Howard. Downs showing a lot of pace to run out of defence and fires the ball off the side of his boot. And once again, Summerton will set it up. Summerton must have gone upfield with his man. He's on the resting ruck rover, which is Painter and or Craig. So he's obviously up with one of those players at the moment. A high kick in towards the pocket. Smith didn't get started. Lindner has it thumped away. Conlon leaves it behind. Smith at the bottom of the pack. With him there is Down. Zubernick as well. And the umpire will come in and bounce. 10 minutes into the third quarter. Sturt by a point. And just have a look at that crowd. I would think about 12 to 14,000 people. Bounce down inside the West Adelaide half-forward line. Line ball, that one, Hollis. Kicked out of defence, however, by Hutton up towards centre field. Here's a chance now for West Adelaide. A good tap away, gives Winter the opportunity. Short pass on the way to Conlon, but it's not a good one. And Brendan Howard comes in and takes the easy defensive mark.
It's 15 metres as well. Plays it on. He's looking for Spiel. Motley's up high. It was a fine leap. Great mark, Motley. 2 grabs. I didn't really think Borchardt was doing much wrong, but Bob Schofield saw it differently. Motley's got 15 to help him on with. Davies comes out. There'll be a big leap from behind. 2 grabs. That's a good mark, Davies. Again, Williams not happy. He was convinced that he touched it first, but that looked like a clear mark to me. Davies can kick the distance. When you try to kick a drop punt that far, though, you can quite often pull it offline. Rick will make himself famous if he scores with this one. No, he's pulled it way off. Big leap in the pack. West Adelaide mark, it would appear.
Burgess, is it?
Burgess it is, and yes, Ian, that was a fine catch.
Burgess from the back pocket, and the big crowd here disappointed that Rick didn't get his 100th goal. Still plenty of the match left. Kick to the outer side towards Micken. Grosser through, left the football behind. Spiel gives a chance now for Heinrich. Heinrich's going to put it up for Davies again. One-on-one, Davies and Williams. Davies back, but he's got it this time. I wouldn't think Williams would be complaining then. Davies front spot. Williams tried to come over the top. Davies too strong, and the Sturt champion has got it 12, 13 metres out right in front and should not miss from here. And you just listen to this crowd go berserk if he gets it through. Kick number 11. Richard Hamilton looking disconsolate as Davies goes towards the line. There it goes. And the crowd goes wild. Off comes the roof of the Unley Oval. 100 goals to Rick Davies. Goal number 7 for the day. What a magnificent effort for a man who was deemed to be almost a cripple pre-season and still has to favour that left knee. 10-16 Sturt, West Adelaide 10-9.
Seems to have been able to take the marks against Williams in a one-out situation, which is just testimony to the man's strength.
Micken and Spiel, Conlon in for West Adelaide. Motley, who's doing a lot of damage centre field now, gets it to Painter. Painter gives Filker the opposition. We got a bit of a yike centre field. Up towards Davies again. He's got another one. Oh, he gives it away to Barbary. Barbary will give it to Derrington, but the umpire is going back and paying the mark to Davies. I didn't see what the scuffle was centre field, Peter. It was over pretty quickly. Any comment?
No, I didn't pick it up, Ian. I was having a look at Davies on the lead and a little bit surprised that the umpire paid him the mark. Didn't have it long. 35 metres out, 45-degree angle. Just wonder whether now Davies is over that nervous 90s. He'll go berserk for Sturt and kick about 15. That's what he did last time. There's number 8. Umpire hardly moved a muscle. He's killing West Adelaide at the moment. 11-16 plays 10-9. Davies is certainly the focal point, and it gives the players downfield a great deal of confidence if they can fire a ball in there and know that someone up there is going to convert at least 50% of the times. Didn't seem to have much of that ball, Davies, but the umpire was closer than I was. He paid the mark and Big Rick kicked the goal.
Centre bounce. Micken and Spiel. Line ball, that one. Beautifully done, however, by Hutton, I think it was, to get it Winter. Dispossessed. Centre field, and the umpire will come in to have another bounce. An attacking division of Sturt. It was Painter who got the ball forward. Micken using his body, but Spiel did it better to try to get it to Heinrich. Tap further forward, however, towards the half-forward line by Painter. Around the corner, Whittlesey, FAD against Burgess. West Adelaide defence now making mistakes. Davies wants to come in and take it. The umpire said, hang on, Rick. Big Rick ran about 30 yards to get to the ball. But the umpire's going to give it to Craig Barbary.
Very technical free kick in. Very technical.
West Adelaide under pressure now. Down by 13 points. Barbary, 1 goal. That's his second. Sturt clearing out. 12-16 plays 10-9.
That was a free after disposal, and Burgess came in and the free kick was given as Whittlesey cleared the ball. Barbary was the lucky player and he kicked his second. Sturt at 12-16, West Adelaide 10-9.
Biggest break of the game. Sturt by 19 points. Micken and Spiel. West Adelaide badly need a goal, but it's Derrington who gets the ball out. Wilkie's going to be first there. No. Summerton shows a lot of pace to get through. Gets round Heinrich quite well. Fires out a pass. Taken by Roger Winter at centre half forward. Well, West Adelaide need a goal from this kick. He's about 45 metres out. No breeze to speak of. Brilliant dash by Summerton coming off the half-back line. He's been moved from half-back right to left, standing the running ruck. Winter. Well, that'll have to come back a long way. 1 point only. West Adelaide don't need that at the moment. Winter's first score. 10-10 to 12-16.
Sturt have taken it right away from West Adelaide in the last 7 or 8 minutes. Downs will look for Motley in the centre of the ground. Gee, that's a beautiful kick-off. Well, big leap Motley, couldn't take the mark. Roger Winter got it over to Borchardt. West Adelaide building, they want goals. Oh, very wide to Grosser. I don't think that's needed too much. Grosser too much pace for Howard. Tries to give Lindner a chance, but the kick is astray. Downs, he's done a good job, although Luders has 2 and Lindner 2 from that position. Well, Micken busted the pack, but he gave away a free kick, and I think you'll find that'll go to Frank Spiel.
Spiel off the half-back line for the Blues. Centres the ball towards Motley. He's made a difference. Could have given away a free kick on this occasion. Peter Motley just questioning the decision, politely by the looks of things. But there was definitely interference to the West Adelaide player in front, Roger Winter. From centre wing, or between wing and centre, towards the half-forward line. Smith in front, solid mark. Peter Reid's played pretty well on that player. Smith has got Conlon in the pocket. He's about 55 metres out from goal. His best kick would make the distance. West Adelaide shocked by Sturt's last 10 minutes. Kick underway. It's going to be short. Lindner! Oh! A complete loss of sight. He'll play on, bomb it through, and Lindner's kicks his 3rd goal. The Sturt defender just didn't seem to know where the ball was. Goal number 2, however, to Lindner, not number 3. And West Adelaide have got a badly needed 11th goal.
Smith's kick was a bit of a wobbly old thing, and Lindner was behind. He thought it was going to come high in, but it didn't. He stole front spot, took the chest mark and played it on, and Lindner is one focal point that West Adelaide can fire the ball to.
Micken done a lot of work this afternoon, and he's going to have to do a lot more before the game finishes. But Spiel gets this tap away. Micken's still in there trying to hook it out. Got it to Bennett. Hamilton, West forward again up towards Lindner. Downs in front. Solid chest mark. He's playing well, even though that he's had those goals against him, as Peter told you. Kick Sturt towards centre wing. Oh, what a great mark. Nicotolis runs it over now to Derrington, or short of that player. The tackle was on. Craig in there in support. Umpire Schofield has given holding the ball. Little Swift. A lot of people on this stand agree with me. Filkey to Muret. Slips it back. Bennett on the left leg, goes in long. Lindner out in front again. Solid mark. Or when he gets in front, there's nothing that Downs can do. He tries to thump a ball away, but a strong vice-like grip of Lindner has seen him taken 3 big marks in front of goal. Only converted with one of the overhead ones. Kick number 9. 25 metres out. Well, I think he slid this one across the face of goal too. West Adelaide wasting a few opportunities. They need them at the moment. 11-11 plays 12-16.
Peter Muret set that one up. Good change of direction there by Muret. Had Bennett coming the opposite way, and Lindner knew it was on, and he read it well. Downs has kicked off beautifully today. Filkey was up. Grosser took it off hands. Just breaks the away from the tackle of Derrington. It's a fine kick forward. Oh, it's hit the post, I think. No, it's through. Oh, great goal, Grosser. That's his first, and the Bloods really needed that one. 12-11 they are now to the Blues, 12-16.
Grosser's got plenty of pace. We saw in the early part of the quarter a couple of times. He went out of the centre square like a rocket, and great passes to Lindner. On that occasion, gee, he had close to his 15 metres. He was almost tackled, got clear, and the ball shaved the post. West down by 5 points.
Frank Spiel, I wonder if he'll have a break this quarter. I doubt it. Got a good bounce. Spiel, oh, he's caught Cole. Lucky to get away with it. Winter took it from Hamilton. Smith's got the run of it, but he's going to be outpaced. Gets the push. Umpire Schofield saw it, and he gives the free kick. One thing about Bob Schofield today, he's given decisions very quickly. Smith wants Lindner. Lindner on the lead. It's a high ball. Back he goes. Oh, beautifully read Lindner. Oh, he's missed it. No, he hasn't. The umpire's paid it. What a miraculous recovery from Lindner there to read that one in. That was special stuff.
Peter Sturt have made a move. I've got the idea that Downs has gone onto the half-back flanks on Smith, and I think Reid has gone to full back. But, you know, the Sturt defence were querying that, and certainly, as you called it, it looked as though that Lindner had hooked it too quickly and had gone over the point post. But no matter what happened, it's been recorded as a goal, and there endeth the lesson. West by a point.
Linda's doing for West Adelaide what Davies is doing for Sturt. Micken and Spiel. Painter tried to get boot to ball. Couldn't. He got a free kick. I'm not quite sure. Not quite sure why. Perhaps he was being held on to. Kicks it to centre half forward. Filkey underneath the ball. Good mark, Cantalactus. Watson. Summerton's clear, but Barbary holds Watson. The professional free kick is given away. Peter Winter. Seem to hold on to the ball longer than Sturt do, West Adelaide players. Muret pushed it forward. Eddie Fry got through very easily. Tries to give it to Zubranic, but it's spoiled by Bennett.
12-16 plays, 13-11, 23 minutes in. What a game of football. Only 1 point the difference, and no clash better than this one. Line ball on that occasion, although give it to Micken, to Grosser. Shows that pace again. Out in front of Summerton. He's going to run through the half-forward line. On the leaders, Linda Smith as well. Can't quite get there. And the mark well taken in defence by Downs. Downs forced to play on now, and the umpire said that Smith ran over his mark, and he's going to slow the play down and give Downs a 15-metre penalty.
Well, that's about a 45-metre penalty in, and Downs ran around his mark, and all Smith did was run at him.
How'd you like to buy land off umpire? Score. Zubranic. Craig couldn't. Motley under pressure. Back to Craig. Well done, Hamilton. Winter. Oh, they lost the play a little bit there with indecision out in front of Muret. Centre wing. Conlon uses his pace. Caught on the left leg. Wobbles one high towards the half-forward line. Coming to meet it. Grabbing it well, however, was Borchardt out in front of Muret. West Adelaide a chance now. Muret to Filkey. Heads for goal. 30 metres out. Gives it a chance, and it's home. Goal number 2. Grantley Filkey. West Adelaide 14-11. Sturt 12-16.
Beautifully set up there. Again, it was Borchardt who smothered the ball. Gave it over to Muret, then to Filkey, and a great running goal. And West Adelaide certainly won't let Sturt get away. They're in front now by 7 points, 14-11 to 12-16.
Peter, they've turned a 19-point deficit into a 7-point advantage, and that's a 26-point turnaround. Painter towards Filkey. Heinrich, good tackle, but he butters up again. Sets it up for Motley. Good bounce. Davies wants it in high. It's going in low. Davies won't get there. And a fine mark by Cantalactus in defence.
Finding it hard to get consistent form, Cantalactus, but he's a good player. Good mark, Winter. Peter Winter. Kicks it into the centre of the ground. Wolf rise up high. Couldn't take the mark. Conlon's got the run of it. On a lead is Borchardt. He should get it. Borchardt's likely to pass short. Linda wants it. Straight to that player. Beautifully done. Well, West Adelaide are on fire at the moment. Now, Bruce Linder has missed, I think, 2 or 3 shots from this angle. From set shots. He doesn't miss that one. That's his 11th kick. Bruce Linder has now got 4 goals. Great performance. 15-11 West Adelaide. Sturt 12-16.
Peter, what a top move it was by Curley. He's got those 4 goals in this quarter since going to full forward. In actual fact, I think you'll find he's kicked his 2 points this quarter as well, 4-2. And Sturt realised the danger because they've made that move. Peter Reid back there, but that was a bullet-like pass of Borchardt, like the ones that have been given to Davies by, in particular, Zubranic. No way in the world they were going to cut it off. And now West Adelaide have got a focal point similar to Sturt.
Good quarter for Bruce Linder. 6 marks, 6 kicks, 4 goals, 2. Micken got it away to Conlon, or Conlon lost it to Motley. Back it goes to Heinrich. Davies on the lead, out into the pocket. He's in front and he got no problem. Oh, precision football from Sturt. That's how easy it is. Davies has got 8 today. He's got 4 this quarter, just like Linder. 4 apiece from the 2 full forwards. That one's a stray from Davies. Amazingly, in the two full forwards have had 6 kicks and 6 marks apiece this quarter, and they've each kicked 4 goals.
How about the placing of the ball to them, Peter? Once again, there was no way known that Williams was going to cut that ball off. Superb pass by Heinrich. And it's happening both ends of the ground now. What a great game of football. Oh, Williams kick off it's almost a shank. Winder not a good one. Derrington the chance. Watson puts him under pressure. Almost there, gets the kick away. Going to be touch and go, but off the side of his boot. Just enough pressure put on him by Roger Winder to make him kick hurriedly, and it was a funny old kick. And Williams hasn't been kicking off all that well. He's been indecisive.
He doesn't seem to want to kick it to Mark Micken. I'm not quite sure why. Derrington. He got one in the midsection there, but it was fair. Hollis. Smith couldn't hold him. Hollis goes back short to Motley. Play it on. Hollis takes the handball back. Down he goes. Filkey not happy. Actually, Filkey's tackling today has been spot on. That one was not quite right. Filkey wasn't happy with the decision, though. Whittlesey couldn't mark it. Heinrich for the crumbs. Conlon tackles again. Close to the line. It's out. Sturt at 12-18. The Bloods are 15-11.
11-point advantage for West Adelaide. It's going to be a top finish. Got a feeling. Throw in. Micken cleverly back to Conlon. Sockers to the half-forward line. Almost Morris. Fry getting back. Has the pace to break clear. Out wide to Painter. Painter unloaded by Murat. He's done that one well. A chance to set it up for Conlon. Doesn't want him. Puts it out now to Morris. Centre half forward. West Adelaide running. Smith wanted it, but Morris is going back to kick long. He's only 45 metres out and most certainly could make the distance with a good kick. West Adelaide have made an interchange. Lamb is on. Didn't pick who went off. Could be Filkey. 8th kick coming up to Jeffrey Morris. Nice looking drop punt. Going to be close. That's home. 4 goals, Morris. What a finish. Their last 15 minutes of this quarter for West Adelaide has been dynamite. 16-11 to 12-18.
They kicked 6 goals very quickly. Filkey was the player that came off. Lamb on. But on that occasion, fortunate that Morris did kick the goal because Winter had made an open space. But Morris was confident enough to kick his 4.
Lamb has gone to centre wing. Micken and Spiel. Very close to three-quarter time. Line ball, that one, however, taken away by Painter. He's done well out of that square up towards the half-forward line. Barbary appeared to be holding. Canner flapped us. Davies comes to meet the ball. Can't get it out. And the umpire will come in and bounce 30 metres out from the Sturt goal. Davies wanted to pass off, but couldn't find a player or couldn't get the handball out. West by 17 points. Unbelievable when you consider they were down at one stage by 19. Barbary back to Craig. Hooks it. Doesn't get any distance. A chance for Burgess to come and meet it. And he's got the ball on the half-back flank. Winter provides some run, but he's going out wider to Watson. Watson centre half-back. Into the action comes Grosser. West Adelaide stream out of defence. Wide now to Micken. Micken centre field wants to play on. 15 metres. That's going to bring him to centre half forward. He could almost make the distance from there. Although the big fellow's not the best kick you've ever seen. Usually kicks these low trajectory drop punts. He's about 50 metres out. It's a nice looking kick away. It's going to be marginally short. Lindner! Oh, what a mark! What a brilliant grab. 1 metre out. Seemed to be once more underneath the ball. And he's got a chance from point blank range and could not miss from here. Goal number 5 for the quarter. Brilliantly done. 17-11 West Adelaide, 12-18 Sturt.
Well, what a move, Neil Curley. I guess that when Luder's got the injury with a knock on the knee, he had to do something. He certainly did the right thing. Linda's gone to full forward after having 5 kicks in the first half. He's had 7 this quarter, 7 marks, and he's kicked 5 goals too for the quarter. What a great quarter for the lad. And West Adelaide are doing it pretty easy now. 17-11 to the Blues, 12-18.
The biggest margin of the game. This time it's West Adelaide, 23 points. Micken gets his hand on the ball, thrown out by Borchard. Barbary, too far for Ford. Over the top of Morris. fry there as well. And the umpire rules a push in the back, going West Adelaide's way. Jeffrey Morris, gee, it's been a long quarter. We're 8 minutes into time on. A high kick in towards the pocket. Linda's not going to get there, but Borchard can. I think he's got the mark. Lets the play it on, gives it to Conlon. Thought about Linda, check sides it, and I think he's offline 1 point. Yes, he elected to play on and put strain on himself then on that occasion, and there's the siren. Gee, they want to get a new one. Hard to hear it, Unley Oval, but an amazing turnaround in that quarter. Curley would be happy with that. Proud witnessing West Adelaide's start of 24 points as we pick up the final quarter at Unley Oval. A brilliant third quarter, 8 goals to West Adelaide, 5 to Sturt, and the Bloods have got a chance. Filkey hooks around the corner to the spaces towards grandstand wing. The bounce is going to decide. Favours Filkey. Got it out, however, to Zubrick. Undecided. Puts it out wide. It's all Sturt out there. Derrington's out there, but it's Barbary. Thought about the handball. Canalaptis there. Filkey in the corner. Goes in towards the half-forward line. The ball taken by Whittlesey. He took it hard as well. And Sturt would need a goal in a hurry to get them back in their right frame of mind. As I mentioned before, they were 19 points up on West Adelaide halfway through that third quarter, and they went to the three-quarter time break 24 down. Whittlesey from 45 metres out. Nice-looking kick. That's going to be home all right. Whittlesey's first goal. Sturt off to a great start in the last quarter.
They had loose players, Sturt, and Barbary, of course, is well held by Cantalaptis. He didn't want him to pass it on, but even then the West Adelaide defenders couldn't cover every player, and it ended up with Whittlesey, and he kicked his first goal, only his 5th kick. Sturt a 13-18, West Adelaide 17-12.
Spiel and Micken. Good bounce. Micken almost. Spiel again to Derrington out wide of Hollis. The Blues go into attack again up towards full forward, getting back on it, taking a fine mark is Winter. A very timely one for West Adelaide. That's Peter Winter as he goes to the outer side. Filkey, half-back flank.
Got the left arm very heavily bandaged. He's done a lot of hard work today, Filkey. He's done some magnificent tackles. Or Micken almost. Borchardt missed it completely. The tackle's on and the umpire will bounce it. This West Adelaide in that last bit of that third quarter kicked 6 goals in quick succession. Linda got 5 of them and he could have kicked a couple more. Spiel knocked the ball down. Borchardt rolls it on. The handball comes out. Smith a chance. Puts it in front of Linda. Up he goes. Couldn't mark the ball. Murrett missed it. Back with that player now. Fry for Sturt. But again, players stack up as Conlon just tears away with it. And there'll be yet another bounce. In West Adelaide's attacking area. Spiel and Micken. Down to Ford. He misses the ball. Murrett got the handball out. Bennett kicks around the body. Or Smith nearly had it. Linda a chance. He gets through the pack. Gets boot to ball, but he's way offline. Out of bounds.
What an explosive player. Tried to crash his way through there. Magnificent third quarter. Went to full forward and kicked 5. Transformed West Adelaide. Motley, good mark. He was moved to centre in that third quarter and gave Sturt a lot of drive initially, but then West Adelaide got on top. Filkey. Craig. Oh, not a good handball at all. Randall Bennett under pressure. The handball away wasn't all that good. Motley left the football behind. The tackle was high, and umpire Schofield agreed. Motley from the half-back line. Taken some sensational marks. Spiel at centre-half forward. His 11th kick. Going to drop short. Micken one-handed. Who's holding who? Micken comes out with a free kick.
He goes short to Watson. Filkey getting back, but the kick was spot on. Murrett wants it on the boundary line. Smith wants it at centre-half forward. Murrett won out in the seduction stakes, but it's now out of bounds. Spiel made ground. Borchardt has to go with him. Morris finding hard to get rid of it. Smith off the ground. Winter back to Hamilton. Murrett's going to get swamped. Gets it over the top beautifully. Rosser gets run down by Borchardt. Howard applies the tackle, and I think the umpire's going to bounce it. Brendan Howard went straight up to umpire thought then. Chest met chest, but the umpire won out.
Bounce down, full forward right pocket for West Adelaide. Howard up. Darrington couldn't. A fumble again by Grosser. We saw he and Muret have a misunderstanding just a moment ago. That's what resulted in the bounce down. A throw in, Smith from the back, but it was Beale's tap. Conlon jams it onto his boot, up towards Linder again. Can't get this one quickly in Morris. Through the pack, right where with him is Fry. Morris and Fry worrying him all the way. Linder in, beautifully done. Peter Reid gets the Blues out of trouble to the outer side. Coming to meet it is Winter. Motley there with him, and it looks as though that Winter is back minding Motley centre field while the West Adelaide centreman goes gathering kicks in the forward division. 17-12 to 13-18.
18 points in it. The tap down, Filkey from that position, kicks it forward. Borchardt handled the ball well back to Bennett. Bennett gets smothered. Borchardt missed the body, but the umpire is giving the free kick for Darrington. Not Darrington, Zubranic. Off he goes. Danger. Reid is nearly pulled out of action by Borchardt. Hutton gives it to Filkey. Sturt on the move again. Davies out from full forward. Williams can't take the mark. Kicking off the ground is Cantalaftis. Takes it close to the boundary line. Heinrich gives it back to Davies. Over to Whittlesea. He's in trouble. Sturt are going to get out of it. No, they're not. Winter goes down, but I think he was tripped. And Peter Winter will take the free kick.
Yes, Peter, he was legged. Winter to the grandstand side, out here looking for Mickens. Spiel there with him. Neither of the big fellas got off the ground. Bennett winds his way through. The kick is untidy. Conlon a chance, but an awkward bounce. Bennett follows up well, shows a lot of pace. Drives up towards full forward. Linder again. Comes out with the ball, but he'll need backup support. Dummies the handball. Back to Bennett. He's already taken one hard charge. Gets it back to Winter. 45 metres out. Goes for home with a long one. That's going to be awfully close. Touched right on the line. A brilliant save by Downs.
Well, Bennett's handball back to Winter there was superb. And Roger Winter couldn't quite get the distance in the ball. He's probably a little bit tired. Kicking off now, Downs. Big leap by Motley, no mark. West Adelaide player pushed. He'll get a free kick. Grosser, he doesn't waste any time. The handball comes out. Summerton. Muret alone at centre half forward. Fry gave him the space. That's all Muret needs. Bill Curley has a chat to the radio. Muret. Only his fifth kick. He's had 7 handballs. He doesn't miss with that one. First goal, Muret. What an important one for West Adelaide. 18-13 to Sturt, 13-18.
A little bit fortuitous, that one. The kick from Summerton, I don't think was meant for Muret. It was given to him by Grosser, then he was put under pressure, and even Summerton's great pace couldn't get him around the pack to get clear to have a long shot. But it found Muret. Muret, who's been a very good performer since coming onto the arena, very constructive player. Booted his first goal, and West Adelaide's kick away again.
Sturt want to win it. They'll have to start doing something in that regard immediately. Micken got the ball out of the middle. Motley caught. Down he goes. The crowd yells when Bob Schofield is about to make a decision. A little bit worried about what it might be. A backhander from Spiel, only as far as Filkey. Conlon on Howard. Conlon made good position there when he came back onto it. Fry, down he goes. Morris, he wants Linder. Won't quite find that player. Gee, Linder's playing the ball in front of him well. Gets it back to Morris. Morris again with the right boot. Smith back to Howard. Gee, they're desperate in defence, Sturt. They're very tired though. Off the ground. Conlon, Grosser, he lines them up. The ball's coming back. Oh, he's put it through. 2 goals, Grosser. Sturt now in big trouble. 19-13 the Bloods. The Blues are 13-18.
The Blue defence under tremendous pressure at the moment. West Adelaide sensing that they've got a big chance of winning this game now. Just will not let them alone. They made mistakes with the hands. It was almost Conlon. He couldn't take the soccer off the ground, but Grosser could. A brilliant goal.
Blues in big trouble. West Adelaide relentless. Micken, Grosser. Grosser's getting important touches. He played that well too. Started slowly, Grosser, but I think he's got is a lot of pace. This is his 13th kick. He wants Borchardt. The West Adelaide captain takes the mark in front of Hutton. Sturt looked lethargic. Linda on a lead. The umpire's playing it against him for pushing the back to Downs.
One stage, coach John Halbert put Peter Reid back on Linda, but Downs has gone back there in this quarter. Kick towards the half-back line. A lot of players flew for it. Hutton, Fry under pressure, couldn't get the kick away. Bennett and Spiel, wheels out a handball, almost a throw. Grosser, Jeffrey Morris, lost the football, little lucky. Slipped in under the tackle and has won a free kick for around the neck. Jeffrey Morris, kicked 4 goals, 12 kicks. Fine performer. Spiel, given his all, but might not be enough. Morris's kick is going to be short. Linda can't even get started, and Downs takes the easy mark. He was snookered in his run for the ball, and Downs, in the end, went on his lonesome. Spiel and Micken, or Micken front spot. Spiel almost. He's going to get run down by Bennett. Can't get it away. Heinrich in. Bennett gets it out. Well done. Watson uses his body, but Heinrich equal to the task. And a fine tussle between those two players, and the umpire has to come in and separate them.
Umpire having a talk to Bennett and also to Watson, and finally Heinrich gets a free kick. Simmons, well, couldn't take the mark, should have. Filkey. Back to Simmons. I don't think he really wanted it. Umpire Bob Schofield for the bounce. Sturt have got problems. Got a big problem at centre-half forward now that Motley's gone to centre. Just can't get it down to the big fella at full forward. Micken, who's caught, surrounded by Sturt players. Painter. Burgess. Morris. Oh, they're playing well, West Adelaide. Playing very well. They've got loose players. Here's a chance, Linda. Again, though, Downs in front. Linda finding it hard to mark against that player. Downs again. Bit of a shock when he was taken away from full-back. Smith. Back to Morris. A ball handling error. Now Reid. Motley. I don't think he's quite a centre player, Motley. He's better at centre-half forward. Craig. Simmons wants it. Craig goes longer. Filkey. Over the top of that player. Derrington a chance. Back to Filkey. He's running into an open goal. He's got it. Good goal, Filkey. That's his 3rd. Sturt have now got 14-18 to the Bloods 19-13.
Oh, it's not over yet, Peter. Sturt intent on getting back into this game. They saw themselves with a big lead halfway through the 3rd quarter. They know it can be done. And on that occasion, it was Craig who put the ball in high, and a great shot from Filkey to nudge his 3rd goal. Correction, it's his 1st goal, and it's 14-18 to 19-13.
The difference, 25 points. Can Sturt get back into it? They've got a goal. Can they run on from there? Whittlesey back onto the ground for the Blues. They're getting a couple out the centre now. Hollis. Cantalaftis. Burgess in trouble. Sturt have got the run of it. The tackle's on, and the free kick on this occasion going to Winter. He plays it on to Conlon. Micken's short, but Conlon avoids him. Murrett slipped, then gets pushed, and he'll take a free kick right in the centre of the ground.
West Adelaide by 25 points. Almost 15 minutes into this final quarter. And of course, West Adelaide, if they win this game, will go to pole position on the premiership table and have got the better run home than Sturt in terms of the sides that they have to meet. Motley back in defence. The umpires paid the mark just as Smith was bolting off. A little disappointed. Certainly Motley got the first grab, and he could be hurt. What a pair of hands this young man has got. Umpire Schofield, his playing his run. Be bad news for Sturt if he can't. It's the ankle or the knee on the right side. Peter Reid's taking the free kick up towards the half-forward line. Redlesea, Hollis, Sturt go forward. Simmons, the Blues on the half-forward line at the moment. Davies on the lead. It's going towards that player. Davies is going to get a leap at this one. Beautifully done. 35 metres out. The Blues 25 down. Badly needing a goal. Motley back on his feet, still limping. Anxious trainers with him, but more anxious eyes right on Rick Davies. Number 24 for Sturt. Oh, hooks it well offline. In fact, it's very close to being out of bounds on the full. Kick number 14 to Davies.
Sturt need goals, not points. Motley's jogging reasonably freely now. Again, Craig Williams was up too early on that occasion. Sturt out of trouble. Morris, he got that from Winter, but he let it go for Fry. The umpire will bounce it. West Adelaide may have done enough, although there's still probably about 15 minutes to go. Plenty of time for Sturt. West Adelaide certainly can't afford to stop. Motley got rid of it very quickly. Roger Winter, Burgess, and Hamilton. Wobbly kick forward. Fry's got it. Craig's running for him. Simmons is at centre-half forward. Very short to forward. The play has slowed down dramatically since the first half. Well, first three quarters. That third quarter was magnificent. Simmons has got it at centre-half forward. Davies wants it in very quickly. He shoots for the pocket. Winter, Davies up high. Painter off hands. Magnificent shot for goal. Well done, Canalaftis. He just got there. 14-20 Sturt, 19-13 West Adelaide.
Gee, wouldn't that have put the cat amongst the canaries? That had got through. Well done, Canalaftis, as Peter said. Williams to the outer side. Micken gives a lead. Spiel there with him. The West Adelaide strongman in front. Heinrich. Hollis on the run. 45 metres out, or gives a handball away. Barbary under pressure from Canalaftis. Sturt have wasted an opportunity there. Right on the line. Hollis can't get it clear. Searching for it, Canalaftis. On the bottom of the pack is another West Adelaide player who will come up for air shortly, Grantley Filkey, and the umpire will come in and bounce it, or is it out of play? A bounce down. Davies has been getting some brilliant taps. Can't get this one away, however. Back towards Barbary. Here's a chance. Hollis again. Puts it in high. Puts it in long. I think he's got that one. Oh, what a goal. Sturt fighting back. First goal. The Blues now can't pick it up on the scoreboard. 15-20 to 19-13.
Yeah, Hollis on that occasion. He's tried hard all day, and that paid off for him. The game has slowed right down, but Sturt has still a chance. There's no doubt about that. They trail at this stage by 17 points.
17 points the difference. And you think the Sturt stand is starting to rule now. A shocking bounce. Rosser out towards Conlon. West Adelaide through their half-forward line. Conlon gets a shocking kick away. Up towards Downs. Here's a chance. Morris over now to Linder. Shoots. I think it's going to be close. Wait for the umpire. Point. Oh, gee, what a chance. West Adelaide needed it. Had they got a decent sit on the ball, it would have been okay, but Linder caught on the left boot. A point to the Bloods.
Well played by Morris. He burst through the pack. Linder kicked that one a bit quick. He had a bit more room. Up high, Bennett. Oh, they left the rear unguarded, West Adelaide. Fry ran past it. Borchardt's going to get the free kick. Borchardt. He'll go wide to give Smith a chance. Smith from behind. That's not a bad grab. If he's not paid. Play on, calls the umpire. Murrett with a bit of magic. On to Conlon. Conlon lines him up. Through it goes. Oh, that's going to make it hard now. 2 to Conlon. West Adelaide now have 20 goals, 14 to the Blues, 15-20.
Yes, brilliantly done. It was almost a mark to Smith. I don't think the umpire paid it. He played on and just got the kick away. Very close to holding the ball. But Murrett came out with the ball headed towards goal, realised that Conlon had the greater pace, over went the handball, and West Adelaide shoot away again.
24 points. Spiel, can he muster a big effort over the last 10 minutes? He's beaten by Micken again. Back it comes to Grosser. Grosser's still got plenty of pace. Conlon's loose. He'll play it on. Linda's alone in the square. The long kick in. Linda's a big chance. Or Downs did a wonderful job to get to it and pushed it through for the point. Desperation by Downs. 20-15 the Bloods, the Blues 15-20.
Played 19 minutes. The Blues are going to need a quick lift. A nice kick in by Downs towards Spiel. Waiting for it at the back is Motley and Borchard. Borchard's strength. Motley can't get there. Here's a chance now. Mickenor got the kick away out in front of Morris. Coming to meet it as well as Linda. Morris on the left leg. 30 metres out, steady. Gives it a chance. I think that one's home as well. Put down your glasses. Goal number 5, Jeffrey Morris. And it looks at this point though the Bloods would come out on top at the end of the game with pole position on the premiership table.
He's played well, Jeffrey Morris, no doubt about that. From half forward, 5 goals from a half forward. Fine football. He was way out in the pocket then, and the kick was spot on. West Adelaide now lead by 31 points.
Centre line bounce. Micken again. West Adelaide getting it away remorselessly out of that centre now. Bennett, a long one. Linda. Downs up very high. Linda with the ball. Gets the handball away to Morris. Will give him a chance. Morris right on the line. Check sides one. And I think it's just gone through for a point. Morris, a very damaging player. West Adelaide full of confidence at the moment.
Well, the Bloods are outrunning Sturt, and Mark Micken is setting them up in the middle. He's beaten Spiel today on the day. There's no doubt about that. Bennett. Kick number 13 to Randall Bennett. Linda from behind. He won't get there. Muret couldn't mark it. Smith burst the pack. Conlon a chance. Finally gets ball to boot. Oh, that's very close. Umpire didn't quite know how to handle that one. He's given it a point. Looked pretty close to me. 21-17 West Adelaide. The Blues 15-20.
Kick in, I think it's Whittlesey who's taking the kick in. Up towards Micken and Spiel. Spiel goes for the thump from behind. Borchard had a fine game. Puts out the pass. Muret just too far for him. Slipped at the critical time. A long handball by Ford to Craig. Hasn't had a big afternoon. Out wide of Hollis. The running player now, Motley. Sturt over the half-forward line with a long one in towards full forward. Williams comes to meet it. One of the few times he's been in front of Davies in a position to mark the ball on his chest. At a torrid time, Davies has kicked 8 goals, 4.
The kick out, not a good one. Burgess caught. Gets it over to Borchard. What a fine game he's played, particularly in this last half. Through goes Winter. Kicking off the ground is Muret. Smith lets it go for him. The handball back to Micken is a fine one. On it goes to Smith. Smith caught in 2 minds. Back to Micken. The kick is smothered. Smith a chance. The Sturt defenders won't give up. Heinrich. Motley wants it. But he decides to go down the boundary line to Hollis. Into centre half forward. Over the top. Reading it well as Barbary. Painter's now running. Bennett intercepts. Back it goes to Filkey from Radbone. Filkey goes long. It's offline though. Davies watches it go over the head. 15-21 the Blues. West Adelaide 21-17.
Kick in by Williams. Watson gives the lead. Filkey close to him. Good pass. And Watson's got it on the half-back flank. Runs it over to Williams. G. Davies is going to chase him. Shows a lot of speed. Filkey back to Williams. And the ball out of play. 21-17 West Adelaide. 15-21 Sturt. The Sturt led by 3 points at quarter time. West by 6 at half time. 24 at three-quarter time. And now I've got a 32-point advantage. Summerton coming out with the ball. Spiel gets it out to Filkey. West Adelaide a chance to clear. Winter back looking for Watson. Hammered in for the Bloods. Kicks out wide. Murat out there close to the line. In fact, it's over the line on the full and a free kick will be taken by Ford.
Ford will go along the boundary line. Simon's up. Can't mark the ball. Borchardt in there doing very heavy work. Comes out. Summerton for West Adelaide. Derrington for the Blues. There's a free kick though. That'll go to Painter. Hasn't had the biggest day, Painter. It's his 11th kick. Davies again in front. Couldn't take the mark. Reading it well. It was Larry Watson. Got no one to kick it to. Kicks it over the head of Bennett. Radbone. Back to Motley. Short is Barbary. Barbary nearly slipped but held his feet long enough to take the mark. Well kicked then by Motley. Craig Barbary has 2 goals. Coming off is Borchardt for West Adelaide. With the applause of the crowd, he's played a fine game. Barbary's kick is offline. Sturt are destined to lose this one. 15-22 to the Bloods, 21-17.
Yes, Peter, we're into time on. Been a fine game of football. 2 top teams. Season really only just beginning as far as they're concerned, because they're sure to play off again in the major round. And this will only just serve to heighten the interest between these 2 great running teams. Micken, winner over the top. Hollis, cleverly done. Heinrich kicks long, but once again Sturt wasting opportunities. They've had a few in this quarter. Another one right across the face of goal. 15-23. Sturt have kicked 3 goals 5 in this last quarter.
Off goes Craig Williams again to Cantalaftis. Swings it into the centre of the ground, looking for Grosser. She's showing a lot of pace for the last quarter. On a lead is Smith. Right where he wanted it. Smith slows proceedings down. Up high goes Zubranic. A fine mark over the top of Morris. 15-metre against Morris. Zubranic wearing the headgear. Been a great game of football. Spiel used the body. Comes out to Hamilton. Back to Burgess. The long handball to Codlin was a good one. Codlin kicks a very high ball. Out comes Luders. Up he goes. Oh, punching away was Ford. Players making errors at this stage. Barbary comes out of the pack, loses the ball, then gets a free kick for being manhandled. A bit lucky. Sturt trailing by 5 goals. 36 for the Blues as Andrew Downs. Davies running out from full forward. Oh, he gave a free kick away then. That was all too obvious, that one. Craig Williams, the recipient. I suppose in the euphoria of the win, one has got to feel some sympathy for Craig Williams. He's been under the ball a bit today, but Davies has had it put to him very well. Bennett kicked the ball forward. Grosser from behind. Howard. Appears to be Hutton to Sturt. Kicks the ball back. Spoiling Zubranic was Bennett. Heinrich. Barbary. Again looking for Davies on a long lead. Couldn't mark that ball. Hamilton puts it back to Watson. Watson over the top towards Winter. Peter Winter. Back to Watson, showing plenty of run. Greg Summerton. I guess it's good fun running when you're 5 goals up. The boundary line. 15-23 Sturt. 21-17 West Adelaide. Davies has 8 for the Blues. Heinrich 2, Barbary 2, Hollis, Wilkie and Whittlesey 1 apiece. Painter, Ford. Craig's got it. Breaks out of the pack. Davies another chance. Gets the handball wide to Filkey. Here's a goal coming up. Filkey has his second. Sturt now have 16-23 to the Bloods 21-17. The Bloods have had a far more even effort, I feel, from their forward line. Linda got 5 in that third quarter. Morris also 5, Conlon 2, Smith 1, Murrett 1. Ross has got 2 and Luders 2. Randall Bennett, the other goal kicker, with 1 goal. Mark Micken has rucked extremely well for the Bloods. I think he's taken the honours from Spiel. Spiel got it away that time to Heinrich. Back it goes to Painter. We're past 30 minutes now. Davies puts one hand up, couldn't mark the ball. Tripping Craig Williams. Away he gave it to Watson. Rosser, plenty of pace. Conlon. Back to Burgess. Over the top to Lindner. Down. Well played by Radbone. The siren's gone though. A wonderful performance from West Adelaide. Neil Curley extremely happy. The Bloods 21-17.